type of business. So I had to go back and get it fixed, but she said it has now been approved, so now I'm just waiting. He said about 7 days. But if you need anything before then, and I can come out, let me know too. We can definitely take care of it.
When you get it, I need to get it from you for some things for the blade up there. So.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, other than that, there was no changes to the credit card policy.
Did the board members have anything to add to the policies or provide the input to Nikki?
I provided input a while back, but other
Okay.
than that,
Yeah, and I incorporated that. There was some minor changes. But
yeah.
okay, so if
So,
everybody's good, I'd like to go ahead
At
and
this
get
time,
these
then the chair entertains a motion to approve the key control and credit card policies.
So moved?
I'll second.
Your second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry, I left mine in here.
That's all right.
We were sharing. Okay, and then training and conference attendance. So I'm requesting to go to the South Dakota Municipal Conference at the end of this month.
September.
Yeah, for 3 days up in Madison. No, Pierre. We're
Pierre.
here this
Pierre.
time. Pierre this time. Pierre. There's some stuff that would be very helpful, I think, with the town. They're going to be discussing some of like the liquor policies and you know, the rules around all of that. And so I think it would be beneficial just to get to learn and understand more about what's happening and what we can do to keep moving forward. So and a lot of training for me as well, just with my role.
Just wanted to remind you guys that for like my water classes, the state has to have a check in their possession 2 weeks prior to the class.
Okay. Well, the class itself is free. It's just the testing that is not.
Right. They have to have
Yeah.
2
Okay.
weeks prior before the class starts.
I will make sure
That's
that gets taken care of this week.
9. Okay, so when we get to water department, Todd, let's take care of that.
Yeah, Todd, I'll make sure that gets done right away. So that was the one talking about the conference.
Also, what about the water?
Oh, so the other thing is I requesting to attend training with Todd to back him up for the water. Since he's the only one we have, and we were talking, a few different people approached me saying it might be good to have a backup. So I was volunteering to go to the training and take the testing with him, so that way if Todd is unavailable or something happens, we have a backup and we're not sitting there with no one to help out with water.
The training is free.
Yes.
The test, we do have to pay for the
They're
test.
$60 each. so it's
$60
$100
per test. And then each attendee would, because the training's in Rapid, then they would be paid mileage and then per diem for lunch while they're in training. So it's a minimal cost for the training overall. And then 2 of the board members so far, and Ray, if you're interested in attending the conference in Pierre at the end of September, it's the Municipal League Conference.
Probably not.
I'm interested in there's 1 day of policy that I think that would be benefit to the municipality. And then Travis, you're interested in the 2
2 days
days
as
of
well.
the conference. So,
Mine is 2 days.
what's that?
Mine would be 2 days as well.
Yours is 2 days as
Yeah.
well. So, along with Nikki, then 2 board members would also attend that training, but not the complete training, not the whole thing. There would be no lodging on your part, just
No,
mileage
no lodging
and
on my part.
per diem, mileage and meals, or
Mileage.
partial per diem for the 2 days.
Mileage, meals,
Excuse me.
and
The
registration.
cost of the registration, which is approximately $325, I believe, is what.
Mine's 120, hers would be 120.
I mean, the total cost of
Oh.
yours.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have hotel stay.
I would have to have those
What is your
which ended up
estimate?
ended up being, or looking at it, it's gonna be around $200, I think, for 2 nights.
For the hotel?
220.
So we're looking at, and so for the finance officer, it's approximately $650. That includes the cost of the training, and then for the 2 board members, you're looking at about $650. And that's an estimate for the training.
Right.
So Those come out of 2 different categories. I know in the governing board, there is money for training for that, and there still should be some money in training in the finance, so.
There is just,
Okay. So, the board entertains a motion to approve for Nikki to attend the water operator training with Todd. We'll do that one first.
I would make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The second motion would be for the board members and Nikki at the approximate total cost of about $1,400 to attend the SDML conference at the end of September.
I'll make a motion.
I'd second it.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And motion carries. Anything else, finance officer?
no, that was, sure, check, we're good. Oh, one, just as an FYI to everybody, and make sure this works for everybody. Initially, when I came on, I was gonna work Monday and Tuesdays in the office in the mornings, and that's what I've been trying to do. Now that I'm here and kind of getting situated, my hours are going to be in office on Mondays and Thursdays, unless anybody would see any problem with that. But I have also got a new phone number. My number is on the window. I can come down at any time if somebody needs something. All you have to do is give me a call and I'll work it down, come down between. But I will be coming in Mondays and Thursdays instead of Mondays and Tuesdays.
And
What time? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I plan on 8 to 10. I'm usually there longer than that. Sometimes I get there earlier than 8, but 8 to 10 is kind of what I've set it at.
Okay.
And most of the time I'm there later.
Okay.
And Nikki can always be contacted through her Gmail through her email, not
Yes.
Gmail, through email and her cell phone as well. Her cell phone should now be on the newsletters as well as her
Yep.
email.
And it is posted also on the windows, so if you're dropping payments off or whatever you need, where you need me for any reason, I'm out there, it's posted there as well.
Okay. Any public comment to the finance officer? All right, next step is water and sanitation. Todd, how's the water system doing?
Water's going really good. We have, the guys supposed to be there on Monday, but they postponed it till the 22nd, 23rd to do the below ground tank, raise that up, put a new lid on it. And we have the new vent in for the above ground tank to get that replaced as well. And that's
Outstanding.
all.
And those are our 2 main deficiencies that we had to, along with some screens, but
And
we'll get those taken care of too.
They did ask about the screen. I said, yes, you guys are going to provide
Yeah.
that, so we'll get the screen in so I can code replace. Deficiencies should be pretty well contained after that.
Exactly.
And we just need to keep it on record too about the body bars in the above ground tank. Where they do dive, they need to search to see if those body bars are eroded and gone. They need to be replaced. I'm pretty sure they need to be replaced by now.
All right.
And that's for erosion protection, or corrosion protection in
Up
that
in
above
tank,
ground tank.
yeah. Okay. Anything else in your area?
Not at this time.
All right, awesome. Other than your training, and so 2 weeks before the training, you pay for the test, right?
The state has to have the money in their hand 2 weeks prior.
And okay, and so the test is $60.
$60 for each test, and there's 2 classes, so $120.
So the chair entertains a motion to pay for the test for both Nikki and Todd, following their water operator class
I'd make that motion.
for $60 each.
The class is 2 full
Oh.
days and a half a day, and then on the third day, the other half of the day is for testing.
Yes.
Awesome.
Ends up getting 3 days, is that right? John?
Yep, ends up being 3 days.
I'll second the motion. All
And I
in
have a que-
favor?
I have a
Oh,
question.
Yeah.
Question on that, you said that twice now, so when is the test date when's that date that they need to have it in? Cause you made it clear
It's
2 weeks
like-
before.
Yeah, it's like 8th, I think, of October.
October.
Okay.
8th, 9th, and 10th, so the 10th is the date, of the testing.
Yeah.
Okay,
And we're already registered, the classes are been registered for, I was just waiting on the testing, so I will get that taken care of this
It's
week.
like,
Okay.
why?
We're already registered for the training.
And once you pass your test, then the next time after that, every 2 years, you just gotta go back in and sit through the classes
Right.
To get your 10 contact hours, to keep you legitimate with the state.
Gotcha. I guess I'm just thinking about if we have to send a payment in, do we have that check here tonight? or
No,
that?
so what will happen is we'll make them, we've made the motion to
Yep.
approve that payment, then you'll need to be available to give Nikki a signature.
I'll hook up with you and see when you can sign.
Okay. There you go.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, along with the water system, so in the water billing arena, we had a customer, I'll just say it was Sarah's business, someone had turned the outside spigot on. It was brought up during public comment 2 meetings ago that that spigot was left on. It consumed 64,000 gallons of water. And so Sarah provides services to the town as far as fuel for the lawnmowers and our equipment. So I am offering to the board that we provide a forgiveness of $51 to her water bill for the faucet that was turned on by we don't know who, some public entity, whoever turned it on, because it was to her no fault of her own. So the difference for that amount of water usage was $51 on her bill.
I'd
Make
make-
a motion to pay
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So that will be charged off. All right, the water loss this month was 2.2%.
Very good.
That was pretty good.
What does that equate out to roughly?
You mean in gallons? I did not put that in the report this time.
No worries, if you don't have it, no worries. I just
I
was
do
wondering
have
if we
it.
knew what
It's
that,
just a few thousand gallons.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do have it. Let's see, park yard hydrant install. Herman, do you know if the park has the yard hydrant already?
They do not.
They do not, so they need to that needs to be purchased still?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. Then that's still ongoing business. And then the SCADA monitoring device was, Todd, that was installed, or what else is coming with the rest of that?
They have a flow hydrant for the flow meter. When he ordered it, he got a 4 inch instead of 3 inch.
Okay.
He had to send the 4 inch back and get a 3 inch. As soon as they get that, they'll be in touch with me and get that all hooked up.
And our 3 inch, Todd?
Ours is 3 inch.
3 inch.
yes.
So that's the last thing left to make sure that everything is good and fresh up there.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, anything else from the water department? Outstanding, no?
No, I'll get that, I have contacted Randy to let him know about that hydrant up there.
Okay,
And I will get the out-of-service label put onto that, but I have contacted him.
great,
And
thanks.
I also contacted him, let him know that I'm going through the pasture. I told him to contact him first, let him know Monday and Tuesday he'd be up there. And then I contacted him, let him know they canceled it and rescheduled it. So I let him know the date that we were going through his pasture.
Okay,
And they appreciated the heads up notice about it.
awesome.
And I told him, I'll make sure when we go through, I'll open the gates and close the gates each time. Won't leave them open.
Thank you for that. All right, road and streets.
She's still got some mowing to do.
Okay,
And however long that's gonna last depends on moisture again, but she's got some stuff out here at the hollow yet and Pine Street a little bit. So there's a little bit of mowing yet to do.
all right,
And from my point, talking about the blade and everything, I made 6 or 7 phone calls. I finally rounded up a guy that would change the oil in the blade at least. I think at this time of year, that's probably the only one we need changed in.
okay,
Because I'm gonna need it for this winter, but, I called RDO and a few other guys that I knew that could do it. They were all too busy on their own equipment to bother about it. I don't know if that worked out with your guy. Okay.
Nope.
So, I talked to Luke right across the street. He would do it. If we get all the oil and the filters, he would change it, crawl under it and everything else for $100.
Okay.
Just on that, Steve, just while I'm thinking about it, I have an air filter and oil filter and fuel filter for that blade down to my shop.
For the
There
blade?
yes, with the machine when we bought it.
Okay. A new oil filter, did
Yes.
you say?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oil, fuel, and air.
Okay.
And I've been meaning to bring or get a hold of you or whatever, but
So the fuel filters, you got two of them.
I'll have to
It
look.
takes two.
Right, I'll have to look and see.
But anyway, okay, that was one of the things. I called RDO, and for them to come down out of Rapid with the mileage and changing oil, everything else,
Yeah.
they wanted $1,000. So if Luke will change it for 100 over here, and us, if we buy the oil and you got the filter, the oil's probably gonna cost us $130.
Is he gonna do all the greasing too? All the joint greasing?
What's that?
Is he gonna do all the joint greasing?
I can do that.
Oh.
I just talked to him about changing the oil in it.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, compared to the 1,000 that they wanted, I think it's a pretty good deal. But we still have to pick up the oil, which comes with your card. And if you got the filter, we don't have to worry about that. The other thing that I've mentioned to Travis here was getting a dump truckload of gravel out back here just for potholes or whatever, filling in some of the corners on the intersections. Got some pretty good holes in them.
And those crossover divots.
Yeah, that, and then if we do get some moisture yet, I'd like to at least hit this road out here, the one going out of town by the hall, the one in front of your place. The rest of the roads I didn't think were real bad as far as chuck holes and washboards. I kind of like to get moisture on it first. If that happens, when it happens, I found a set of chains in the shop for the blade. I'm gonna get them put on for having it for winter time.
Okay.
And I can get them on by myself hopefully, and I think I got it figured out how to do that. But anyway, I got them drug out. They're laying on the floor in the shop there. Just I'm holding off on putting them on just to maybe do the road. And that's about it. Oh, right now, the reason I'd like to get that oil changed in the blade, it's down at probably 2 gallons right now. It's right on the add mark. So instead of putting 2 new gallons in and draining it in a week to put all new stuff in, I'd like to hold off until if you guys let Luke go ahead and change that, we'll get that done. And I won't bother about the 2 gallons. I don't need the blade right now, but,
Well, if we need to get the oil before the card gets here, just let me know, we can work that out.
What's that?
If we need to get the oil and stuff before the card gets here, just let me know and we can
well,
work it out.
okay, yeah. Well, I don't think we do unless it takes 2 months for it to get here.
No, but it doesn't, but I'm just saying if you do, because you're the one who knows when it needs
Okay.
changed more than I do.
So that'd be the only thing. Oh, the other thing, one thing more, is I got the blade and the backhoe setting in the back of the shed. I've got it so each one of them has got a tank heater on them. The blade's got a block heater, the backhoe's got a tank heater. I can run a cord out through the back window and at least have the blade plugged in for winter time. But I need, there's a 16-foot cord in the shop, but I need a 50-foot, kind of a heavy duty that would reach it from there, from the shop. I checked at Bumgar's today. A decent cord is $60 because the copper's gone up. It's a 12-3 heavy duty, and the oil would be $43 for a 2.5. $43 for 2.5 gallons. We'll need 3 of those. That motor, I put a call back into RDO. They didn't get back to me. He said it could take anywhere from 5.5 to 7.5 gallons, depending on the motor. So thinking it was a 7.5, we'd need 3 of those 2.5 gallon jugs, which would be the $130. That's where that comes from. But it'd be nice to get that extension cord too, when we pick the oil up or whatever. But that was the only other thing I had.
Okay. There is a credit at the gravel pit. The town has a credit there,
Okay.
so you shouldn't have any problems getting the gravel
Just
pit.
go in and tell them it's for the town. And
Yep, we have an account, so
Okay,
you can just
okay.
get gravel. All right, so with regards to the maintenance of the equipment, so you're saying that Luke, we have someone in town that's willing to do it for $100 to change the oil.
Yeah,
Oh,
right across the street here.
All right.
He went over and looked at it, and I said, well, would you be interested in sometime in the future doing the backhoe and the truck? And he said he would.
All right.
I would imagine it'd be the same cost. He didn't question about that, but
Okay. All right, so then the chair entertains a motion to have the, is it Lucas Maximus is who it
Yes,
is?
Luke.
Change the oil and do the work on the blade. It's just the blade, right?
just the blade, and all it was that I talked to him about was changing the oil and the filter.
Okay.
If it needs greasing, I can go around and do that.
So the chair entertains a motion to do the maintenance on the
I'll make
blade.
a motion we have
Luke,
Luke do the oil change on the blade.
I'll second.
And
And
all,
then we'll supply the oil.
right,
And like I
we
said,
we have to.
I have, I'll make sure I got all of the,
Okay, I'll stop and get it, or
or I can, you know, but
take it to the shop or something?
put them by the front door or something. I mean, we'll figure out.
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I have one other thing too.
Yeah,
Forgot to mention, Hawkins called me. We have a $350 credit at Hawkins where we get our chlorine from.
okay,
They wanted to mail us a check, and I asked them just to keep it, because we're gonna be ordering chlorine.
Yeah.
And they'll just take the credit off the chlorine that we ordered.
Sounds
They said
great.
that they'll do that, no problem.
awesome, thank you.
So that situation with Luke, he would get paid at the end of the month then?
Yeah, so at the next board meeting,
Okay.
if he does it between now and the next board meeting, so he'll be paid at
Oh, I'm sure
the,
he will. 'cause
just like,
If Ray's got the
yeah,
filter.
yeah, so. All right, building maintenance. So we have winter coming up, and we need to identify someone for building maintenance through, at least for our winter, to make sure that pipes don't freeze and buildings are warm and all that good stuff. I have asked Todd if he's interested in doing that. Todd, not putting you on the spot here.
No, I would be interested in doing it.
Okay,
Just
so,
basic maintenance on everything, you know.
Yeah.
Other than the heavier stuff, you know, depends on what it is, you know.
yeah, and through this, I think through this winter, without knowing the state of our buildings, we're just kind of trying to make sure the pipes don't freeze, you know, toilets are flushed, those types of things.
Like the community center, you know, you just
Yeah.
make sure those bathroom doors are closed and the code heaters are turned on to about 50. Keep those bathrooms from freezing and everything like that. Make sure the outside water pipe, hydrant, or faucet that shut down.
Yeah, those types
From
of
inside.
things, so we have to winterize the building, so, okay.
I did notice on the rams on the bucket on the backhoe, on the front loader, they're dripping, but I'll keep an eye on it, see how bad they are.
Okay.
I noticed one of the seals had slipped out and I shoved it back in there, but, when I pushed the burn pile up the last time, I got it back here and that's when I noticed that they were dripping a little bit. Once I shut it off, I think they were fine, but I'll kind of keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Monitor those 2 cylinders.
Okay. All right, thanks. And Nikki, in the pay and salary resolution, do we have a building maintenance wage in there?
I'll have to confirm. I think I
Okay.
saw one in there, but
Okay.
I will confirm that.
I don't want to pull it up, so, okay, good. All right, animal control. Any complaints or anything this month?
No news this month.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Good.
Community Center Committee.
Okay, we're gonna have a breakfast, on the 13th, which would be next Saturday. I don't
Okay.
have a calendar, family community breakfast. They're serving eggs, French toast, sausage, some sweet rolls, and coffee and juice.
All right, sounds good.
On the window installation that I sent Chris for using his man lift, and and everybody else that helped put the windows in, we've got that project, I'm gonna say approximately 90% done.
All right.
And, you know, of course, now our big project is going to be get the 2 side doors, get new side doors put in and get it all winterized. And I think the new windows in the upstairs is gonna make one big difference in the heat.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we had several broken panes, all the above in the upper windows. So, and I'd like to thank everybody that helped on the breakfast things and all that also.
With regards to the side doors, do you have a plan of when those are going to be installed? Because we'll have to look at budgets because we're
Well,
coming up to the end of the year.
Well, what we're gonna do, I mean, they're gonna be paid for before we order them.
Yeah, so we need to.
So I have, the only quote I got was from some company in Rapid, I don't even know what their name was,
Mhm.
but they had, it was a hoorah, window, or, excuse me, door, and they wanted $5,000 for it.
So we'll need to make sure that.
And I can get some measurements and get Best Buy or whoever to get some door prices in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so just because we're coming up to the end of the year, we'll need to kind of monitor how we're spending to make sure we're within our bottom line budget for the overall year, and then make sure that you have enough donations to cover those doors if you plan to do it before December.
Well, that I don't know. I'll just guarantee you this, it's not gonna be bought until we have the money
Okay.
in our hand. For we buy one at a time or both of them, whatever. Until we have the money, we're not spending it.
Okay, that sounds good.
By the way, are those on a regular Saturday? Because I sure was looking for breakfast this last Saturday, and I was like, I was looking on Facebook, seeing if y'all were out there, because I was like, boy, I'll go make some donations for some breakfast this last Saturday, but you weren't there, so I was bummed. Just so you know.
Okay.
Just
So,
once a month, right?
Yes,
Right now?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
but I got 13th on there, so I'll make sure I'm there.
This Saturday, Travis, this Saturday.
I wrote it down. I'll be out there this Saturday for breakfast.
That's right. 8 to 10.
All right, park committee. Anything else in the community center? I'm sorry, Ray.
No, that's I think that's all in the community center right
All
now.
right, great. And park committee.
She's not here.
Okay. Board of trustees. We don't have any mail or complaints or. I take that back. We did receive a message on an envelope that there was the customer appreciated all of the water department's work. and particularly they named Todd. So Todd, you got a hoorah on an envelope that we received. I saw it at the community center,
Yeah.
and I went up there to do billing. So thanks, Todd. All right. And the only meeting events I have for this month is that the 2 board members will be attending the same day of training at the conference. So on the 1st of October, we will be in the same location attending the same training in Pier. So Travis and myself. So those are the only meeting events that I have for this month, unless anyone else has anything for meeting events. All right, so for the sake of time, we're gonna go through old business because there's not been much change, so that we can get to the new business, which is really the topic of this meeting for this month. So in old business, I reached out to Brandon about the proposal of opening First Cedar and Poplar Streets. He has the request for the utility and the engineering survey. It's in the queue. So the next thing to do is to schedule a date when that will happen. So that's still pending. The update and organize all town ordinances. I have resolution 81 and 94, which speak of the same, talk about manufactured homes in the town. We decided at the last meeting that we would package that, send that to the lawyer to get some feedback. We'd like to rewrite those to make it clear that we don't want to tell people how to live or what to live in the town. So ordinance, the utility rate ordinance will be a topic of discussion for next month. So if you're interested in that, please attend. And then the resolution 2019-01 is the water meter ordinance. That will also be a topic of discussion for next month. And that's just to make sure we have enough time to do budget discussions this evening. Water construction phase 2, all I know is it's ongoing. We're in the engineering phase of it. We did close the loan, we received the bill for that, so that's all that I know for that. The water outage communication plan, that's still pending. I haven't done much work on that in the past 30 days. And then 19, the opt-out water meter customers. I did send a survey. I got 8 of the 14 surveys that were sent out back, and so most of that will impact phase 2. So that'll be when we begin to talk about phase 2, what we'll do with those opt-out water meter customers. Wind Cross Conservancy lease, we did have a discussion with the Rodas about the lease. They are still interested in leasing the town's property up there behind them. I have sent them a copy of the lease that I found. It's an old one. They're going to make some edits by them. Then we will work with the town's attorney to get a lease in place by 1 January.
And I would like to add something. If you're gonna lease that to her, put something in that lease where she has to control her prairie dogs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, if you don't take care of them, they just keep going.
Who's got the property across the street? Because I think there's prairie dogs in that one across, isn't there?
I know, but they're poisoning theirs. But it does no good for them to poison if she's not gonna poison.
Yep, track it.
Yeah.
They come clear to my house too, they travel just like tourists. So that's why I think it's important that if you're gonna lease to her, she controls the prairie dogs.
I know for a fact them prairie dogs go up to 5 and 6 miles,
Well, I know they do too.
just overnight, looking for new places.
Yeah, they send out little scouts to go look for water. The scout
Yeah.
finds water and then they go back and get the rest of the crew and they move. They're naughty. And they will completely destroy it.
And they wanted to put them on the endangered species.
Yeah. All
Well, they
right.
are in some places.
In some
Okay.
places they are.
New business. So, the first item of new business that we have is an ordinance to supplementally appropriate funds. This is the first reading, so I'm going to read the headings with the amounts without having to get tongue-tied into the details. And if you need to see a copy of this, there is one that's been posted at the community center, and then we also have a public copy up here, and I'm happy to send this to anyone who would like to have it by email, but it will be published in the paper. So ordinance 2025-02, an ordinance to supplementally appropriate funds. Be it ordained by the Board of Trustees for the Town of Buffalo Gap, County of Custer, South Dakota, that the following sum is supplementally appropriated to meet the obligations of the municipality and comply with SDCL 9-21-7. Whereas the Town of Buffalo Gap has received additional funds in the general fund from contributions and donations that were not anticipated in the annual budget, and those were in the amount of $1,052. So these are just donations that were received from breakfast at the community center. So we're receiving them on the books so that they can be spent back on the community center. Whereas the Town of Buffalo Gap has received additional funds in the general fund for insurance settlements that were not anticipated in the annual budget, and that amount was $2,975. Then whereas the Town of Buffalo Gap has received additional funds in the general fund for the sale of municipal property that was not anticipated in the annual budget. This was the sale of all the metal and the park equipment to the scrapyard. That was $285.60. And then whereas the Town of Buffalo Gap desires to move funds from the Water Improvement Fund, also known as the Water Meter Fund, to the Water Fund to be utilized for the benefit of the water system in accordance with Resolution 2019-01. And that's in the amount of $29,525. And that's a total amount of funds to bring onto the books of $33,837.60, so that it can be appropriated and spent as deemed necessary. Now therefore be it ordained that the following supplemental appropriations be made to the General and Water Fund for fiscal year 2025, and that the movement of funds are hereby approved this 8th day of September 2025.
Need a motion for that?
Chair entertains a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 2025-02.
I make the motion to
I'll
approve the
second
first
that.
reading of ordinance 2025-02.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any questions on the ordinance?
Nope, pretty clear. Pretty clear and straightforward.
The next ordinance is very technical, so everyone should have had a copy in their seats so that you can follow along, because I don't get a whereas statement or a title to read, so you will have to bear with me as I read through these numbers. All right, or appropriation ordinance 2025-003, 2026 appropriations ordinance. Let's see, let's get you one so you can follow along. You're welcome. Hey, Steve. Steve, do you mind turning that light on? Thanks.
Yeah, it's getting dark.
In the general fund, that other one too. Thank you. All right. Woo.
Oh, the
Wake
old-
up.
The old double light trick.
In the general fund, 410 general government, 411.1 is the governing board. These are appropriations, so these are going to be the expenditures for next year. So expenditures are read first, revenues are read second. 410 general government, 411.1 governing board, $3,635. 411.5 contingency, $3,357.66. 413 elections, $500. 414 financial administration, for the attorney, $2,500. For the finance office, $28,000. 419 other, general government buildings, $28,175. 420 public safety, fire, 0. 430 public works, for streets, $8,200. For solid waste collection garbage, $16,500. 450 cultural recreation, parks, $3,000. 456 auditorium, community center, $8,750. for a total 2025 appropriations of $102,617.66. The means of finance, 310 taxes, property taxes, $38,699.66. 313 general use and sales tax, $1,020. 320 license and permits, liquor license, $1,200. 330 intergovernment revenue, I'll only read the ones that have amounts. Bank franchise tax, $210. Motor vehicle license, $5,600. Local government highway and bridge, $10,100. Utilities, $1,200. 340 charges of goods services. 344 sanitation, refuse collection charges, $24,288. 360 miscellaneous revenues, again, I will read the ones with amounts. Investment earnings, $300. Donations for the community center. The beginning unrestricted cash is an estimated $48,000. Estimated revenue is $43,524 with a total available for $91,524. Minus expenses is $43,524 with an estimated surplus of $48,000. Water surcharge fund. This fund is the phase 2 fund that collects from the water bill. That's the $12 surcharge. So this is where the fund ends. That's where the $12 goes into this fund. Beginning unrestricted cash, $27,564. The estimated revenue is $13,392 for a total available of $40,956. We have no expenses at this time because we have not been charged to pay back that loan as of yet, but it's coming soon. So the estimated surplus is $40,956. Water construction fund, that's the phase 1 of the construction fund. The remaining balance in that account right now is $2,500. Water construction fund phase 2, the estimated revenue for our loan we will receive next year once we start construction is $1.314 million with a total available of $1.314 million. So our surplus would be $1.314 million. The water surcharge phase 2, which in January of 2026, you will see a $17 surcharge on your water bill. The estimated revenue from that is $18,972. The total available will be $18,972 with an estimated surplus of $18,972. The finance officer is directed to certify $38,699.66 as the following dollar amount for tax levies made in the ordinance to the county auditor. Any questions on the 2026 budget appropriations from the public? I know that's a lot of numbers and your brain hurts, so Herman.
One of the things that you said, I think it was $300 for, I'm not sure what it was, had to do with the bank statement, maybe getting some interest or whatever. Maybe you might want to consider putting $50,000 in a 7-month CD. Right now it's 3.75% interest. The town could pick up a little bit extra money if they're not going to use that $50,000, or you could increase it to more if you're not going to use it.
You're referring to $50,000.
I think you have a reserve amount, you said. There's a certain amount of money that's in reserve. I'm not quite sure what the term is.
Got it, okay, understood. So any reserve funds we have, we might consider investing into a CD to make some money back on the
Right.
interest from the
If
CD.
you just took $50K, let's say, or you already have money for budget, you'd get 3.75% on the 7-month CD
Yes.
right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, if they do a bail and then the banks will lose it all.
Well, they're working on the bank system, so.
Okay,
And I know mutual funds are pulling 4.99%.
alright.
I just moved some into that.
So, from the public, there's an opportunity to invest to generate some additional revenues for the town. Any other questions on the budget. So one thing I would like to bring the attention to, if there's no other questions from the public, I would like to bring some attention to the budget is we have two buildings that are very inefficient for heating and cooling. And in 2026, I would like to propose that the town hall invest, and this is an estimate, and that best, if the estimate is conservative on the large side so that we have something in the budget, but to take 15,000 out of cash surplus and invest it into the town hall to get a heating and air system upgrade into here. I'm not sure that it'll take that much, but that's just to kind of cover if we, any additional expenses. But to make that investment into the town hall for heating and air, because it costs us between $2,500 and $3,000 a winter to fill this propane tank to keep the building warm, just to keep the water pipes from freezing. And the same thing happens with the community center, but now with the new windows that might not be as likely.
That should,
Yeah.
in my mind, anyway, should decrease.
But I also foresee that in 2027, we would do the same for the community center. So Ray would have all the work done that he would look forward to having done at the community center. And we would make the same investment at the community center to upgrade the heating and air there as well. So that is one thing I want to.
But in the community center, I don't think we want to put air in it, would we? I
That's up to the
can't
committee
see
to
any reason to
decide.
put air in the community center.
They got those mini splits that are just really efficient anymore, and they're really,
Oh, yeah,
they
absolutely.
got both heat and they're both.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have to look into whatever, but I don't think that air would necessarily be a necessity.
Okay. Yeah, so, but that would be 27 when we would
Right.
make those investments. So that brings, so in our budget, our means of finance, in here, there's a $15,000 that's being pulled from cash reserves to make that investment into this building. Now, all of that does not have to be spent. That just kind of protects us if we do happen to go over or something happens. So that's in this budget. Other than that, our bottom line revenues for the town, minus the community center donations, are around $82,000 a year. So we have enough revenues to pay bills. That's what we're doing next year, with a few minor upgrades. The finance officer needs a new computer. They bought a used one last year when Shelley was here, and then the printer definitely needs to be bigger because printing the bills, the water bills every month, it uses up toner like crazy, so it's very expensive to buy the toner. So a new printer as well. So those are some of the details of the budget. Any questions, concerns from the board? Questions, concerns? So the chair entertains a motion to approve the first reading of appropriations ordinance number 2025-003.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And then with regards to the budget, particularly the water budget, next year, so the water budget is a proprietary fund or an enterprise fund, so next year there will need to be a dive done on the underground tank. I received that cost estimate today. The cost estimate will be $38.67, so the cost estimate's going to be $4,500 is what the cost estimate is gonna be for the dive of the underground tank. And so, that will be in the water budget, for next year. So in approving the water budget, in the appropriation ordinance, and I'll do this just separately for the record, the chair will entertain a motion that we, do the dive cleaning and inspection on the below ground tank for 2026.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then the last and final topic, and this doesn't have to be up for discussion, but there is a revenue source that the town could potentially tap into, and that is a third liquor license. So last year, the state of South Dakota legislatures approved for municipalities under 1,000 people that they could have a third off-sale carry license. That is a revenue source that is available to the town. If that's something the town is interested in, there are different ways that we can go about offering that license. If there are more than one party interested, we could potentially put that license up for auction, beginning at the cost of the license, and offer it to the highest bidder. Or we could wait until next year.
There's already 3 liquor licenses in town now.
Not off sale, there's only 2
Two
off
on
sale.
sale, and one on sale only.
Yeah, there's only,
Then you break out Monday, there's one.
so, yeah, there's an option for a third.
You're talking off sale only.
It's for off sale, yeah, so where you can carry, so you can buy and store and carry, is that right? Yeah, that's off sale.
So it's only for basically somebody has well, I guess they could have a bar and you still buy it, or if somebody has a small store, they could sell it, and somebody could come and buy it and walk off with it, not consume it on the property, if it was a separate business.
Yeah, so that would be revenue the town would, collect every year, as long as that license was.
So what's the price, or what do you think
The license is offered at, it's $1,200, that's the cost that the state puts on. But we have the option, if we choose, if there's more than one party interested in that, we can put that up for auction, and it would take the highest bidder, and the starting price would be $1,200. I know there's more than one person interested based on conversations, so that's pretty much why I'm proposing it that way. And we don't get into a selection process of who gets it and who doesn't, so. Custer also did the same thing when they, implemented the third, they did an auction, for that third off sale. So.
Well, I'm open to us being able to open one up, so. And I think if we had multiple people interested or multiple entities interested, then I think it should go to an auction.
So.
Is there a deadline that they need to?
If they want, they want it in place for next year, the deadline, I think we start working liquor licenses in October. And I think the deadline to the Department of Revenue is end of November, December, so end of November, that's up to right, yeah. So if they want to start that process, you might be in a crunch mode with that. You know, as far as this year, we could still offer it. And then,
We could designate a day for a auction where we just come extra
yeah.
in here and do that.
Yeah. So we might, with the given timeline, we might be a little late, especially with publications. So, because we do have to do a publication.
Okay.
Topic to discuss, no action is required at this time, but unless the board.
Well, I guess there's no action unless people come up and say, I wanna be a part of this, and I'd like, and then we have to say, all right, well, next meeting, then this is how
Yeah.
we'll move forward with establishing the auction. And then we gotta meet notification timetables and, so we know.
Alright,
So is that beer and hard liquor?
it's off sale, so it would be beer, and no, not beer and wine.
No hard liquor?
I don't think you can off-sell hard liquor, but I would have to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Well, the bar is not off sale, or
so then,
beer and wine, you can have a big license in town once.
yeah,
No
beer,
limit to them.
you're correct, so this is for liquor too, so this beer, wine, and liquor. I should have been better prepared, with the details
So
of
where
that.
is she talking about?
There's surely gotta be some rules followed.
For what? The rules?
When, dates you can sell, can't sell, age limits.
Well, there's
for
certainly regulations.
people
Well, we have an
getting-
ordinance in place for that already. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm just throwing some stuff out.
There would also be regulations, state level.
Yeah, they do have to abide by the state laws.
Now counties and municipalities do have to agree on some state laws to kind of amend things to fit their situation. However, they still have to remain consistent with state law.
Yeah, but I think with the liquor license, it's pretty.
It's pretty stringent, it's
Yeah.
cut and dry.
But we do, the town does have an ordinance in place with regards to liquor sales and beer and wine. There is an ordinance. Alright. Any other discussions on the?
No.
Alright. Public time. This is a time for citizens to discuss issues or concerns for the town of Buffalo Gap directly to the Board of Trustees. The amount of time for discussion or presentations can be limited by the president of the board. Individuals shall refrain from discussing personalities. No action will be taken by the Board of Trustees without first being placed on a future agenda. Anything for public time? Yes, Steve?
I just got a quick question, I'm sitting here thinking about, when we change the oil in the blade, we're either gonna have to get rid of it, which either means go to Edgemont. My question is, can I keep it, and then we can use it to get that burn pile started in the wintertime?
Or out they get burnt, I gotta wait
Well,
for it.
whatever, I mean, we could use it that way. And my next question then is, when you do burn that burn pile, what do you wait for 8-10 inches of snow? Was it burnt last year?
That's a question for the county, fire
Well,
department.
that's what I was wondering, do we, no doubt have to contact Randy
Well,
when we do that?
in the past, that we communicate with Randy and whatever, and a heavy wet snow. I mean, there's no set, 16 inches of snow on the ground or whatever, just a heavy wet snow, and communicate with Randy and make everybody in our fire department, the Custer County Fire and Rescue, and everybody in the world is aware of the fact that on Saturday, whatever, we are going to burn our burn pile, so nobody, gets excited about seeing the smoke.
So when that happens, do you have somebody sit down there and watch it, or?
Yep.
It should be.
They're supposed to.
Yeah.
Last couple of times, they have not happened that way. They moved it off and left it.
Mhm.
Yes, they did.
Well,
So-
and then the other part of that too, is theoretically, there should be a fire truck down there too. But that hasn't
That's
happened.
what I was wondering about contacting Randy about,
But I know we've contacted him in the past about at least letting him know that we were burning it, like I said, Custer County, everybody in
So
the world.
that's something you guys have decided anyway, but as far as when you wanna burn it?
Yeah, and like I said, it depends on the weather.
So,
We damn sure don't gotta do it today, I mean.
Well, do you want that oil in? I mean,
Yes,
I'm
I'll
looking
take
at
the
this
oil.
oil.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
so when it comes time to, or when we think we're getting close to time to burn in that brush pile, Steve, you could call the Custer County Fire and see kind of what their parameters are. And then, that way we know, you can find out who gets notified and what the process is for that, to make sure that we don't need a permit or something. Todd,
It used to always be in contact with Custer County Dispatch.
okay?
So if they call Custer County report, they're aware of it. You contact the fire department here, and you contact one of the board members.
Alright.
That's what it always used to be before we were lighting the pile up. When I used to do it, I'd go with the department, so I'd take the fire truck and sit out there on that pile with it the whole time, until it was pushed right to the very center of where it was, to be igniting.
Okay.
Cause no doubt when people see the smoke, somebody's gonna be calling it.
Oh, you can bet on that. Yes, sir.
I'll leave you in charge of that, Steve.
Charge of calling it in,
Yeah, all of the above.
or, okay.
All right, any comments in public time?
I like how he volunteered for
I know. All right, the next monthly meeting, it will be October 6th, 2025 here. And so the chair entertains a motion to adjourn the meeting.
that. So moved.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Dale.
You're welcome.
Opposed, motion carries, meeting adjourned.
See you, man.